Hello, everyone, and welcome to Affreej Alumni Stories series. This is where we celebrate the inspiring journey of our learners and explore how education can create opportunities, build confidence, and shape meaningful careers. At Affreej, we believe in empowering people through accessible, interactive, and flexible learning. In this series, we reconnect with the members of our learning community to hear about their experiences, the challenges they have overcome, the skills they have developed, and how their learning journey has influenced their academic and professional path. So today, we are delighted to welcome Ms. Ahana Mishra, an undergraduate graduate student in cybersecurity at Purdue University. We'll be talking about her educational journey, how learning with Affreej contributed to her growth, and the insights and advice she has for current and future students. So let's start. Ms. Ahana, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So, Ahana, as I've already said, how is your learning experience right now? Your undergraduate graduate journey, how is it going so far?
It's going pretty well, but obviously there are a lot of problems. It's difficult. It's not an easy major.
Mm-hmm.
Any, and I think that anything that has to do with computers in general is a little difficult because everyone has a different way of teaching. So it's harder to grasp certain
Yeah.
situations and lessons, but it's good.
It must be a challenge, a day-to-day challenge to keep on going with whatever is coming in your path and what you're learning. Hannah, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background, how you got connected with Affreej and how you got connected towards computer sciences and cybersecurity as a whole?
So I live in Jeddah for the past 14 years, and I studied IGCSEs and A levels. And in my IGCSEs, I got a really good grade for computer science. And so I decided to continue doing that in A levels and to make a whole career out of it. And then in A level, in Jeddah specifically, there weren't many CS teachers at that time. And so all of us had tutors. And so a friend of my mother's recommended Affreej Learning. And so then that's how I came across Miss Farah, and she taught me for 2 years.
Perfect. That is great. For those who don't know, Ms. Farah is the CEO of a free learning platform, and all these initiatives are going on because of Ms. Farah. So, what courses when you were, enrolling with a free?
I only did computer science with her.
Okay, and what actually eventually motivated you, apart from fellow students having their own tutors? What was there anything else that motivated you to join a free or take classes or get a grip on computer sciences through a free course?
Yeah, I think computer science in itself is a pretty difficult subject. And especially at A level, when they're trying to like teach you so many different things, it might be harder to just understand everything in one lesson at school. Like you definitely need to practice outside of school, in your own time. And so I thought that just having another teacher with me to like correct me, teach me more stuff, that would be really beneficial. And especially with Miss Farah, she taught us one step beyond of what we were meant to know so that it's easy for us to understand. Like, yes, we did have extra knowledge with her, but that was just so that we know what we're doing because it's not easy learning Python from scratch and every other aspect of computer science. So she definitely made sure of that. And that's what motivated me to continue with Affreej for the second year as well.
Perfect. That is amazing. I would probe a little bit about how you said that not just the course, but she was taking a step ahead when she was teaching in a free overall, was taking another step ahead. What does that exactly mean for you? And would you expand a little on that for the students who are listening? Because learning online can be a little difficult and overwhelming for those who have not, got a grasp of it and they have not started it yet.
Definitely. Learning online is difficult because you get distracted by the little things around you. And there's only so much a teacher can do behind the screen, you know? But the way Miss Farah, she made sure that she interacted with every student and made sure that she had a bond with every student. So before we even started our classes, she would spend 5 to 10 minutes asking how our day was, what did we do, and stuff like that. And the way she would go one step beyond was, for example, in year 12, you don't do coding on your laptops. It's all pseudocode, right? Like you're writing it on the paper. But we would code on Python or VS Code just to understand the logic of the code behind. So it would make it easy for us to write the pseudocode. Now that's not normal because in schools teachers are not doing that. They aren't, but Miss Farah did, and I think that's what like it really motivated us to continue studying with her. It made us understand the foundation really deeply. And so like once you have the foundation set, it's easier to, build upon it by yourself even. Like you don't need other people's help. So she made sure of that our foundation was set and like it was all clear for us to continue in university without her.
Amazing. As any field goes, if having a good foundation, a good basic, a fundamental understanding of what you're doing is extremely important. And somehow, because of the because of not being present in the class in person when it comes to e-learning and not being able or being distracted, as you have mentioned yourself, because of small little things and social media and all that. Plus the AI, artificial intelligence, right now helping you where it should not be doing so. For the somehow breaking that path of you understanding the basics of it. It all boils down to it that eventually, when you go forward in your academic career, you feel that need eventually, and you cannot always depend on the other tools. So that is really what Affreej Learnings provide. That a step ahead, the foundation to be built and to be acknowledged. That is really amazing. How would you describe your learning experience on Affreej? Let's drop it down to 3 to 4 words. If I have to ask you, like 4 words or 3 words to describe, and then we'll go and expand on that. How would you describe your learning experience on Affreej in 3 words?
The three words I would use would be hard work, confidence, and growth.
Okay, that is great. So hard work, confidence, and growth that you have witnessed in the 2 years of your journey with the Affreej. Let's start with the element of confidence. How would you explain the confidence that you have gathered through Affreej, the e-learning platform, like how you saw yourself grow in it?
Well, it first clicked when I was in university, actually, because you don't realize how much you've grown in school until you step outside in the real world. Because we did Python in school. I did it with Miss Farah and everything. But up until we graduated from school, it was because we had to learn that. We had no other option. That was part of our syllabus. Otherwise, we wouldn't pass. But you go into university and you're using Python in so many different classes for so many different majors, and you're not allowed to use AI. You can only use AI to help you. But when the teacher asks you questions on the spot to test your knowledge, you really have to know your basics. And that's when it clicked to me personally, like, oh yeah, I do know this because Miss Farah taught us all of this. Our foundation was set. So that was when it gave me the confidence, like all the 2 years hard work that I did, it did pay off. Like in the real world, I can't stand by myself in a class and be fine without using AI or asking for help, you know?
Understandable, and it's really profound because being, especially right now, when almost everybody around us are using AI and trying to get answers very quickly, very sharply, without actually using critical thinking or recalling what they have learned, it truly is amazing and can definitely affect a person's confidence, actually boost it in a very positive way, that yes, I'm able to understand and even present and talk about it. And that is what is so amazing about a free learning as well. I would like to come to a few things I want to probe about this. You have mentioned hard work, right? But we are in an era of so many tools that are helping us when it comes to development, programming, when it comes to even writing. So many other tools right now, artificial intelligence tools and other data collections tools are there. How would you rate hardworking over smart working, right? So people say that we are working smart. We are just using these tools and getting things done as fast as we can. But when it comes to understanding the fundamental and basic, the hard work is actually where there is the urge of hard work that serves a person well. So how would you rate these two things for your personal journey?
Well, for me personally, you can use AI to help you for sure. I use it every single day. Our professors tell us to use it, but AI also does mistakes. It's not perfect. And until you don't know your basics that well, you cannot detect the mistakes that AI is doing. You're trusting it blindly, which doesn't make sense because you don't know that it can go wrong as well. I see so many of my classmates just put the prompt into Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, other various AI tools, and they just copy paste the answers. That's just being lazy. Now, I did do my hard work. I, planned single thing. I remember Miss Farah would tell us like use logic before writing down anything. Understand how you're gonna approach the problem and then do it. Because understanding what the problem is and how you're gonna approach it solves 50% of the issue. Because we see, oh, we have to write a code that's complex, let me put it into AI. But when you go to write the code, it's really not that difficult. You can use your critical thinking skills and you can finish it within 30 minutes if it's, an easy one. I think we're
That's
just so used to, yeah,
you
we're
know
like, we want everything to be done quickly. I think that's a problem. I mean, even I went through it because we got excited over artificial intelligence doing our work. We forgot what it was like to actually work hard for it. And now that we have tools that detects AI in your work, I think we're going back like a step to like actually understand what we're doing before committing to AI fully.
Yeah, that's very profound what you have just shared. And I keep hearing this whenever I talk about AI with young learners like yourself and teachers and other students. And I am so glad that in the huge haystack of people who are just using AI as a primary source of whatever they want to do, and not use their own head as a primary source and use AI or other tools as a secondary and a helping tool. Right? Which feature of the platform of free learning, like adaptive learning, multimedia content, interactive activities, and moving a step ahead, or that basic one-on-one attention, which of these features help you the most in your journey with a free learning?
For me personally, I think just teaching me one-on-one is the most helpful thing. Um, and I think Miss Farah made sure that our group wasn't too big because the bigger the group, the harder it is to give everyone attention. And it would be difficult for her as well to accomplish everybody's needs. And so she made sure that she would speak to us individually and make sure that we knew what we were doing. And she was always open to having extra sessions just to clarify our questions. um, sorry. Um, and apart from that, I think the interactive aspect, just like having games or like just talking about different things but relating it to the course itself, I think that's pretty helpful because it lets our minds like sort of relax. Because I mean, you go to school for 8 hours a day and then you're coming back and attending online lessons, you get tired. But like through the games and everything else, you let your mind to rest, but it's still being active, but it's still resting at the same time. So I think she did those two things really good. Like we as students would look forward to attending her lessons.
And I guess that is the win for a great teacher that the students are looking forward for their class rather than, trying to get away from it or trying to skip it in one way or the other. So, and I have done that back in my days, but I think I was lacking a teacher like Miss Farah, although I really respect my teachers as well. So that's really great for you. And so the interactive activities, I know one of the activities that you have taken part in, that was a techno show, right? So there is this techno show that Affreej Learning conduct every few months, and I have hosting it for the past few sessions. So I really enjoy it, and I understand how incredibly amazing it can be for the students. How was your journey on the techno show?
My journey was amazing on Techno Show. The teachers really prepared us for it. We had like 2 to 3 rehearsals before the actual day. And everyone had something unique to present, even if it was a very simple game or something really complex like a website or anything like that. Everyone had their own thing. Everyone was happy for each other. Everyone was encouraged to show their participation, to show their projects. And everyone was happy at the end of the day because they created something by themselves and they showed it at such a huge platform where multiple parents, teachers, and students are taking inspiration from.
Perfect. That really is insightful because if I sum it up, this answer, interactive learning, interactive activities like games or techno show, these kind of events, and along with that, that attention to detail and that one-on-one sessions and giving every single student their particular designated time to understand and grab over thing, that is something which makes a free learning stand out in all these other learning platforms. And there is a certain element of flexibility from what you from your answer. I get that. So I'll ask you about that. Did the flexibility of learning at your own pace make a difference for you? And if it did, how it did that?
It did make a difference to me because I can't learn a lot of things at one time. I need to understand each concept individually before combining it all together and doing something. Because, for example, with A levels, you study 2 years and then you're doing your exams and you have so many things to practice from the past papers and all the other things. I can't do the past papers if I don't know the actual concept, right? So for me personally, I had to make sure that everything was clear. And no matter how many times it took to learn the whole thing again or to clear out the tiny little doubts, that was the most important part. And Affreej Learning definitely makes sure that you're happy with what you're studying, to make sure that you're satisfied, and then you can go on to practice questions and go into the exam hall, be confident, and do your best.
So in a way, it's like learning at a platform which is making learning fun, as well as interactive, as well as in a way, hitting or somehow poking your critical thinking skills, so that you have this whole environment of growth, and that too on any learning platform where you cannot be present in person. That is somehow an achievement. So, would you let me actually makes me ask you another question. Like, uh, look at your or retrospect with your journey at a free learning, which is an online e-learning platform, and think about at the same time you're having a tuition in an in-person tuition with some teachers. Would you think that will make a little difference because when we are in person, we may shy not to give that kind of attention to students? How would you explain that if you just have to assume that rather than this, I was doing that?
I guess in person, learning in person with specific teachers might be challenging for some students, or it might be easier depending on everyone's experience. But when I did in-person tuition, it was more difficult for me. I do prefer e-learning much better because in-person teachers are getting distracted by phone calls and by various other things, especially the ones that teach in their own home. They have other stuff to look at as well and handle. They can't give all the attention to you, to teach you everything while ignoring everything else. While as e-learning, we know that the teacher is available on Zoom for an hour just for us. She's not going anywhere. She cannot go anywhere. So I do think that e-learning is better in that way, but that's obviously just my perspective.
Understandable, and that's what I want to get. And as well as somehow I think that if you have this particular understanding that this is an e-learning platform, that this person is not right in front of me, somehow you put a little more effort so that this person, this student of mine, can actually grasp what we are trying to say and we're trying to teach. So that somehow makes a difference. That is amazing. So we are coming forward with the element of how you grew during this period. So what skills or knowledge did you gain from the courses you did at Affreej Learning?
You definitely learn a lot of skills because you go through each phase while you're in school trying to learn everything. Um, and one of the skills was just to give your best, attention to details, things like that. Um, Attention to detail, making sure you know how to approach um, any question confidently. Um, just to use your mind the most. Don't just look at the question and give up. You need to actually allow yourself to think. A lot of us look at a question, and if it's for more than 2 lines, we give up. That's just psychologically like we've trained ourselves like that, which isn't really a good thing, but it is what it is. So you need to train your mind to allow yourself to fail and then come back stronger. That's really important, in my opinion. And that was one of the growth points that I saw in myself. Even in uni now, I've seen myself like fail, and it's fine. I've already failed before, there's nothing worse than that. So that's definitely one of the things that studying, allows you to do.
Yeah, and properly doing so is also that. So, in a way, I think a few skills that you have gained. I really admire that one thing you have said, that if you can write the problem properly, half of the problem is already dealt with. So, yes, it exactly is that way, because sometimes our own head, our own brain is, playing tricks on you and trying to confuse you with all the length that you have already shared. I was unaware of this, that if the question is of 2 lines, people just get overwhelmed by it. But maybe that is the way it is, because the attention span is dropping so much and people do get overwhelmed. It's extremely little. I guess it's the most little right now is like it's ever been in history. So that definitely affects somehow on the learning curve as well. So how have you applied what you have learned with all the skills in your studies, and how you're going to move forward? Do you think in your career and your personal projects, these skills are going to be affecting? How would you explain that?
No, these skills will definitely help me a lot. Where I am right now, anyone that's a university student knows that we have multiple projects throughout the semester and multiple classes. It's not like school where you only have a small, like 1 week assignment with 10 other people and you're done for the entire year. It's much more overwhelming, much more tedious. And all the skills you've learned, attention to detail, even team working online, also you need to realize like, oh, I have 5 other classmates with me on Zoom and we can work together as a team and solve everything. That definitely helps you. These small skills will really like boost your confidence in university or even for your job for that matter. It definitely helps you understand how to utilize all the skills that you've learned already. Things like that. Yeah.
That's great. And can you share a specific moment, apart from the moment that you have already shared, that when you were, explaining your thoughts or what you have learned in a classroom first time when when you started studying your undergraduate at the university. Anything else from that specific moment where you realized that the course at Affreej Learning made a extremely positive impact in your overall critical thinking and if your learning curve?
Definitely. So my major is cybersecurity. We deal with a lot of different apps to learn about security, incident responses, things like that. So, for example, like virtual machines, we learn on that as well. And you use a whole different language on virtual machines. And it's people found it difficult. I found it difficult because you're getting a 13-page manual of like instructions and you're meant to implement that into code. That is difficult. And your lab professor is not going to teach you that. They're just going to help you understand, oh, you need to download this, put it into virtual machine, and then that's the thing that you have to do. And with Affreej Learning, again, understanding the problem, that is really important. Our attention span is very little now, so you need to spend more time on just reading the question without taking breaks, I think. And understanding how simple it is. It could be difficult. Sometimes it takes us 5 hours for like to find a small mistake in our code. And then we go crazy over it. So like patience as well. You need to have the patience to just make sure that you will solve it. And it might take time, but you will eventually get to it. Um,
Understandable. And that was the moment when you really realized that patience and your understanding and that attention span and hard work is paying off in this particular moment for you, right?
right, because even in school, like you have shorter scenarios than compared to university, obviously. But we would get frustrated at that time as well. Because even for us at that time, it was a new concept. We weren't familiar with it at all. But Miss Farah would make us do the whole thing like 5, 6 times again. And then she would tell us to write it by memory, which I'm sure all of us had found frustrating. But when we went into the exam hall, finished that 2.5 hour exam in 1.5, 2 hours, that's when we must have realized, oh, it fully worked out. Like patience and like whatever else she's taught us has been really helpful.
That's so great that you have shared that. And again, I really hope that those students who are listening right now, they get to learn from that experience and get to have a certain perspective on this, that how important it is to, work on the basics and have that level of patience and correspondence with their own self and somehow break that attention spam routine that they have created for themselves or the overall internet and social media are creating right now. So these are the regular challenges that this generation right now is facing, and of their own fault, because the way it is being designed right now, all the algorithms, the world is right now it's being designed for have a shortest time attention span, to get things done quickly, to have a certain pressure if you're not doing it that way. So I really feel for that, but again, perseverance is going to be somehow again rule for it. Talking about challenges, we have talked about a certain challenge that you have faced in your academic life. Tell me, did any challenges during your learning journey? Would you like to talk about that and how you overcome that particular challenge?
Definitely. One of the challenges I faced was in school with my A levels. I didn't perform that well for my computer science A level, and it was difficult at beginning, because that was the time where we were applying for universities and everything, and you see everyone around you having good grades and they're applying to really good universities. That sort of creates a pressure on you, unknowingly or knowingly, it does. Um, but the people that you surround yourself with is really important. I remember Miss Farah spoke to me and she told me to redo the exams and everything, and that it was gonna be fine, you know. And it did. It became more than fine at the end for me. But I had to persevere through it for sure. It wasn't easy, but knowing that it can only get better from here was important because you need to train your mind to focus onto the positive things after all the negative things that you've gone through. And you need to surround yourself with positive energy, otherwise, you cannot get through it. But the moment you do get through it, you're going to be proud on yourself, more importantly. And that's the biggest thing one could achieve, in my opinion, to be happy with what you've done because you see other people accomplishing more than you. And that creates a strain on your mental health and on the things that you do in daily life as well.
And it,
Yeah.
yeah, and that must be like, yeah, it's easy to talk about it right now, and I definitely, it must have been very difficult in that particular moment when you have all this pressure going on, and rightly so. You have said that surrounding yourself with positivity and people who are there to cheer you up and somehow help you around that particular energy that you are feeling with the pressure and everything that goes on, and then overcoming that. It's an incredible thing that you have achieved, Ahana. So from lower grades to enrolling yourself in one of the finest universities in the world, Purdue University in Indiana right now. You're studying cybersecurity, and kudos to you and to your journey. And I'm so glad that you were able to overcome from that, and doing that so early in your life. It's definitely going to set a benchmark for you in your career and in your personal life as you grow old and as you move forward and take more further steps ahead in your life. And I hope that that particular learning so early in your life is going to play a big, huge role, because when you're hit with these blocks, which eventually you're going to do, because life is going to come at you in one way or the other, overcoming from that particular aspect is such a brave thing to do. And I would like to probe a little bit about how helpful were the resources and feedback provided by the Affreej teachers and Ms. Farah overall when you were going through that and trying hard to get your grades better and trying hard to overcome the situation. How was the feedback and resources provided by the Affreej at that point of time?
Affreej was really helpful, very resourceful. I remember I was redoing the year 12 exams in year 13. So I would come back from school and I would spend an hour learning the year 13 stuff with Miss Farah, and then in the evening, 2 hours learning the year 12 material all over again. And she did that all within the span of 3 months, I think, um, teaching us everything about year 12 all over again. And that's a very difficult thing to do, condensing 1 year's worth of material into 3 months, preparing your students to resit the exam. That's definitely difficult, but she did an amazing job with it. And we were all very happy at the end of the day. And there were so many resources. She gave us several websites to go over, YouTube videos, different types of codes, um different past papers, God, from like so many years ago, and she'd be like, do it all over again and again. And we redid the same paper like 3 times until we knew every single thing. She's definitely good at what she does, and Afreej has been really super helpful with all the resources that they've provided us to be where we are right now.
Oh, that is so great to hear, and I'm so very glad for you that you have overcome that with the help of Affreej Learning, and as well as it also takes a lot of courage, Ahana. I think the credit also goes to you as well, because being in that particular situation at such a young age, and then coming up with this attitude that I am definitely going to do my whole hard work, and I'm definitely going to work at it and overcome this eventually with perseverance and consistency. It's really is an amazing. And definitely doing it again and again, it helps. If you do something with consistency, it really helps. It becomes like it's like a muscle memory. It try to
Definitely.
it gets in that zone of your head, and it just becomes a thing that you're not doing. It's happening through you after a while. It's not just happening because of you. And I'm so glad that you're able to tap that so early in your life. So, as we have already discussed, that you are right now studying undergraduation in cybersecurity at Purdue University. If is there anything else going on, some project that you're doing in your current academic life? Are you looking into internships elsewhere? What is the plan moving forward?
Well, currently, right now, I'm looking for the summer 2027 internships. They've already opened up. It's better to apply right now. The spots fill up really quickly. So that's my goal right now. As well as I'm trying to do some courses online to get the certificates, add them on LinkedIn. It really helps you. So I would recommend that to anyone watching the video. Just utilize your time. You have free time in the summer vacation, yes, and it sounds a little annoying that you need to study as well, but even 2 hours a day is more than enough. And that helps you in school and university as well. You have projects that make you step into the real world and you're actually solving real life situations. You know, you're going to different companies, you're helping them solve because we're young brains. We have more innovative and fresh ideas than other people because we see this world in a different perspective than other people, which isn't wrong. And you can use that to your advantage. I think people really just need to understand how to use it, and then they're gonna be fine.
That is so amazing. I completely agree with you that it always have been the case. The younger generation, if you look into the history, have always been, in a different way, coming from a different perspective, because the perspectives are not yet formed. And the world right now is constantly changing. The pace of change in today's day and age is the fastest ever been in the history of mankind. And bringing those positive, those perspectives and that understanding and that confidence and innovation is definitely something you need to cash on at this particular moment. And again, all fun and games that are needed to be in the summer, but as well, giving 2 to 3 hours to yourself is definitely going to pay off in the longer run, as Ms. Ahana Mishra has already said in a very right way. So, Ahana, when I over this conversation, we've been talking for a few minutes now, I see a very profound, a very positive, a very hardworking, a very assertive thinking, a person with critical thinking in you right now, right? So, kudos to you for being that way and overcoming all that you have overcome and achieving all that you have already achieved. And yet you are looking forward. Not that I have achieved everything. I am looking forward to some projects and internships in the coming year, and you are still working on that. That is amazing. This whole mindset is something which I find to be very rare in today's day and age. With all the distractions going on, with all the other things that are going on, although there are students, there are people who are doing their job and trying to get ahead like yourself. But somehow there's a minor number of it. So this mindset, do you feel Afrish played a huge role in helping you get where you are right now and also thinking the way you are? And if it did, how would you elaborate that process?
It did help me. They did help me to get into this mindset. It's not easy, definitely, but they never gave up on me. And I think that's a very important point because if someone gives up on you, especially at such a young age. I was, I think, 17 when everything happened. Um, it puts an impact on you. And to have teachers, especially teachers, because you're spending most of your life with them. We start school at a young age and we're studying till we're like 23-ish. So you are surrounded with professors most of the time, and they are extremely helpful at Affreej. They don't give up on you. They motivate you. They encourage you over and over again. They don't give up. They they're fully committed to their students being the best at what they do. Whether you're studying computer science, math, or any other subject that Affreej offers, they definitely do it the best, you know? So I think that's something that Affreej does really well. And I think that's what helped me to get into this mindset where I am right now.
I'm so very glad for you that you are so positive and so assertive with all the positivity moving forward. And I hope, and I don't, I somehow in a very positive way, I'm very sure that when you move forward in your career, you will definitely have these skills coming in very handy for you to navigate in the world of profession. And that is so great, Ahana. Moving forward, I would definitely, what we have talked about, I would like to ask you, would you recommend a freeze to others and why? And what advice would you give to the new learners who are about to join a freeze or about to, go on their academic career path, navigating what we need to do, what we want to do, and exploring their options? Would you recommend a freeze to them? And then, what advice would you give them?
I would definitely recommend Affreej to anyone that needs help. Plus, anyone that wants to do something extra with their time. For example, you don't have to be enrolled in Affreej in order to do Techno Show. You could just participate in Techno Show for the fun of it and gain experiences and inspiration and other insightful meaning from everyone that participates in it. But if you are struggling in academics in school, I definitely recommend Affreej. As I mentioned before, they're very helpful and you will be grateful at the end of the day. And when you look at yourself and whatever you've accomplished, you will thank the people that were with you. Like, I'm thanking Miss Farah right now because she was the one that was with me. In the same way, those students are going to thank the people that were with them. So,
Definitely, definitely. And it is so good to have, good mentorship, a positive attitude. Some people who are backing you up with all the knowledge, wisdom that they have, and then pushing you in the right direction, giving you the right dimension. It's so needed in the early years of your learning life. And it's so important. I'm so glad that Affreej is there to provide that to students. So those who are not enrolled yet or they are trying to figure out what they want to do explore Affreej Learning and go forward with it. There are multiple courses open at Affreej Learning platform. You can visit our website and explore on that. Once they are enrolled, Ahana, and let's talk a little bit about the fun and games of it. What would you recommend? How to take the best advantage of free learning once you're enrolled in it? How should an student behave and have a certain mindset to take the best out of this opportunity and platform?
um, mindset, you need to be ready for everything that comes towards you. Everything. And the best way to experience a Frege is to take full advantage of it. Do everything that your teacher recommends you to do. You're going to join a WhatsApp group, go to every single techno show you can, participate in every other interactive learning that Frege offers. That in itself will definitely allow you to open up and just explore. The more you explore, the more you understand what you want to do. And right now, I think that's really important because we know like computers is like a very big thing, yes, but there are like 100 different branches in it. How do you know what do you want to do? You definitely need to explore. And even if you do not want to go into computers, you want to go into business, economics, whatever else it is, it allows you to open up and understand. And a lot of people nowadays actually they're doing computers plus business integrated course. So it allows you to, you can integrate computers with anything. So like you can find your passion and use it to your advantage because that's how you like you have fun in it. And if you have fun, you're giving your 100%, then you're definitely going to succeed in life. So definitely find your passion with a Affreej, get the most of whatever you've been offered, and then just do stuff with it. Be happy.
That is that's so profound what you have just shared. Yes, having fun is somehow we like as human civilization moving forward with somehow we are forgetting it, like genuine fun that you is coming from within you, not that from any external source. If it's coming from within you, then definitely you're giving your 100%. So to sum up, Ahana's answer is like to be open, to explore, and to be open to adaptation, and be open to the change and whatever is going coming your way, and be really positive about it. It's something like that is definitely going to change your learning curve in a very, very positive way. And I'm so glad that you were able to do it. And if Ahana can do it, definitely those who are listening right now, if you're trying to enroll, you definitely can do it. Right, Ahana? Like if somebody can approach that particular tab, that particular mindset, you can also do that. And Afrij is always there to help you around it. So that is really great. We are about to close our podcast. We are coming to an end of it. I would really like you to share something. Is there anything else your learning journey would you like to share, like something fun that happened, a classroom incident, a session incident, something from Techno Show, something fun in games that you have experienced? What would you share?
Oh my God. I think there's so many memories. It's hard to choose one. But I guess do projects that inspire you for sure. I remember doing science fair in my school. And we had a lot of fun with it. A lot. We made robots. We had so much fun with it. And in fact, people had so much fun. Some people went into robotics. Some people went into AI because of that. So it's the little things. Enjoy them, and you're gonna look back and definitely just like look back and remember how much fun you would have in school because university is not the same.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. So yeah, again, challenge yourself and enjoy yourself. That would be one thing which Ahana have already done, and obviously overcome those challenges which you have achieved so far and so amazingly. Overall, your journey in the two courses that you have taken for 2 years in Affreej Learning, you have interacted with the community of Affreej. You have spoken to the teachers, the alumni there, with your students, and you have learned, and that definitely leaves a big mark on you when you move forward with anything that you've experienced on that depth and this intensity. Would you like to give any message for the Frege community, the learners there, the teachers, and Ms. Farah herself?
To the teachers, thank you so much because even after you leave a fridge, they never stop remembering you and helping you. If I have a question right now for my university courses, and actually I did contact Miss Farah, and within few minutes she replied instantly, ready with help. You know, your teachers, especially at a Affreej, they will never leave you. They always have your back. They're always there for you. They literally are with you 24/7. That's one of the most important and best things of a Affreej learning, in my opinion. They actually love what they do and they fully you can rely on them 100% and they're never gonna disappoint you.
You, and that is really amazing. So it's not like having a teacher-student relationship at all.
No.
It is like having a mentorship that you can count on for the rest of your life in a way. And definitely, it's something that you can have as a wisdom that you can tap on whenever you need it. So it's very rare what you have just shared because I do remember teachers they just somehow think that this is the course we need to teach it, and the exam is going to be the test of it, and after that it's all over. But the journey definitely never get an end. It's always going on and on and on, and you definitely need help in during that time. Thank you so much, Ahana, for sharing so much about your life, your academic career, your journey with the free so far. I'm so glad that you took out time from your summer break with all that you're doing right now. Any final words that you would like to share about the podcast, how you felt during this time, and anything else?
The podcast was really insightful. I mean, I know I'm the one giving all the ideas, and but so when I look back, it reminds me of how much I've overcome and how much there is to look forward. And even the questions that you've asked me, they make me think, to be honest. Yeah, it definitely made me think and just be grateful for how much I've accomplished at Affreej Learning and how much they helped me. You know, sometimes you forget the stuff that helped you, and all the questions and the podcast especially just reminded me about all of it. So thank you so much for all the questions, and yeah.
I really had a great time with you. I'm so glad that I got to able to speak with you with a mind which is so amazing, so assertive, so critically inclined, and moving forward. So I'm really happy that I got to have a conversation with you. And with that, we are. This brings us to the end of our today's episode of Affreej Learning Alumni Stories. A huge thank you to you, Hana Mishra, for sharing your journey, your growth, and also talking about the challenges that you have faced, which is a very difficult thing to do. And this is the amazing things that you have already achieved and you have accomplished, and you are going to be accomplishing in the coming years, and with a free and moving on forward with your academic career. At Affreej, we definitely believe that learning never stops. And the stories like this remind us why we do what we do. If you're listening and feeling inspired, remember your learning journey could be the next one we feature. Don't forget to follow the podcast, share this episode with someone who might need a boost, and stay tuned for more stories from learners just like Ahana Mishra, and it could be you as well. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in what you can achieve with a free e-learning. This is Ahad Ali, the host of the podcast, signing off. Thank you so much, Ahana, for your time. Take care,
Thank you.
everyone. For you. Goodbye.